Hey guys, and welcome back. We're playing the amazing digital dating simulator. Very excited to play this. It's on itch.io if you want to check it out. And the show's the ending's coming, so I'm very excited. By the way, I just started watching the show recently. Watched the whole show in like a week. Obsessed, totally obsessed. I don't know what to do with myself. I it's a problem. And then this came out, and I was like, oh. So here we are. It's in days, so I think we'll just play each day. You know. So, if you don't know who I am, my name is Mary Roses. I play video games. As always, the game will be in the description. If you want to support the official release, there are different endings. Who knows who we're going to romance? I'm probably going to romance Jax. I'm sorry because I love bunnies, but we'll see. We'll see. Bright. This game is fan-made and is in no way officially affiliated or endorsed by Glitz Productions or Goose Works. All events and interactions in this game are not canon. Please do not reach out or harass anyone in Glitch's production team about this game. This game contains bright, flashing transitions. Boy, does it. It's sunlight. Welcome to the amazing digital dating simulator, a slice of lifestyle school setting where anything and everything is possible. I'm Caine, and I'll be your principal for the duration of your stay here at the Amazing Digital Academy. Help your classmates pull pranks on the teacher, become a straight-A student, or a rule-breaking delinquent. All this while possibly finding love along the way. But enough about my wonderful creation. Let's get you enrolled. First things first, what uniform will you be donning? I am gonna wear a lady one, thank you. Sounds good. How about your name? What should we call you? Always. I used to do Roses, but it makes the talking weird. Rose, huh? Are you sure you'd like that name? Yep, that's my name. Alrighty then, Rose. Then let's head inside. Hi, my name is Rose. I'm a transfer student to the Amazing Digital Academy. My parents moved to the countryside after a vague, tragic event that changed the course of our lives. After I said goodbye to all my old friends, my parents got my transcripts and packed up the car. Today is my first day at this new school. And I'm already snotty. Oh, that's cute. I glanced down at my class schedule. This should be English 101 with Mr. Kinger. So where is the teacher? As I step into the room to let in any other students that might be late to class, someone else hops into the room. The figure looks like a tall white piece from a gaming set. Specifically, he looks like a king in chess. It takes me a moment to put two and two together, but when I do, I almost groan at the pun. Surely his name really can't be... Hello, my name is Kinger. I can't do any of their voices. I am so sorry. You know what? We're not doing any voices. It's all going to be me. Just me. You must be pleased to meet me. Because I feel like if I try and fail, it'll sound worse. Because we all know what they sound like. Mr. Kinger extends a gloved hand, which I shake more out in instinct than out of a genuine sense of excitement. Good morning, students. On the docket today, we have a new student named... what was your name again? Don't mess with me, we'll be good. Okay. Hey everyone, I'm Rose. I look forward to learning with you all, and I hope we can all be friends. Righty-o. Go on and take an open seat, Rose. Most of our students don't bite. One of the other students, a purple rabbit, seems to grin at this. I take a moment to think of who to sit by. Sailor uniform? Okay, wait. So colorful hat would be Pomni, and then that would be Gangle? It's been like a couple weeks since I've watched the show now, so I'm like, mismatch figure with a bored look on their face. Oh, Zoombl. Ragdoll, Ragatha, and then Jax. I sit down in the teacher's chair. That's insane. Let's do it. I sit on Kinger's open seat behind his desk. The chess piece blinks at me for a moment before surveying the other open desks. He seems content to let me take a seat. I guess you're the teacher now. The mismatched figure speaks up, raising their hand before calling out to Mr. Kinger. Very funny, Kinger. You have to teach the class. Now make them pick another seat. Mr. Kinger looks at me apologetically. Sorry, but them's the rules, kids. So I don't know how like in depth the romance is in this, so we're gonna go with the rabbit because we're probably gonna romance the rabbit. I sit down next to the purple rabbit. He looks bored by Mr. Kinger's lecture. As I take a closer look, I see his name is written on a nameplate on his desk. Apparently his name is Jax. As I get a closer look at Jax, I also see he's working his jaw. Is he chewing gum? He catches me looking at him, and I almost apologize for staring, but I can see he isn't offended. Instead, he grins quietly before putting a finger up to his lips. He takes the chewed gum between his gloved fingers, reaching out towards the girl in front of us. The girl in front of us has a ribbon for a body and a comedy mask for a face. She's paying close attention to Mr. Kinger's lecture, and Jax is reaching out with the gum on his hand. Is he gonna stick it on her mask? I'm gonna keep quiet because we're romancing him, and that means we can never question him. That's how dating sims work. Jax reaches out forward with practiced stealth, sticking the wet wad of already been chewed gum onto the ribbon girl's mask. The ribbon girl lets out a quiet shriek of discomfort, flailing her arms as she desperately pulls away from Jax. Ew, Jax, what is that? What did you do? Ew. Her whining and desperate flailing is a little funny, even if she feels around blindly behind her mask. Her movements attract the attention of Mr. Kinger. Where's going on? Who's going on? Why is happening? Okay, sorry. He seems aware something is going on, but he doesn't seem to know what. How is this guy teaching us? And Jax is picking on Gangle again. The mismatched figure pipes up from next to Gangle, who is evidently the ribbon girl that Jax just stuck his gum to. Here, Gangle, let's go to the bathroom so we can wash it off. Oh yes, carry on then, Zooble. Nothing phases this teacher. Zooble glares daggers in the rabbit as they leave. What? It was funny, right? Back me up here. Jax turns to face me. Back me up. We're just a bunch of silly little guys. I mean, it wasn't funny. You could be funny, but that wasn't funny. Jax barely acknowledges my response, almost cutting me off before I finished saying my piece. Everyone's a critic. Jax shrugs. But it wasn't funny. I was just settling into my desk and getting used to this place when something burst into the room. Principal Caine, how exciting to have you in our class today. The new figure turned to address us. At his side was a bubble with razor-sharp teeth. I don't think I'll ever get used to this school. Kinger, class, how do you do? Principal Caine extends a hand, gesturing to all of us before freezing in place. With a sound like porcelain grinding against porcelain, his teeth slam shut. His eyes slowly extrude from his teeth like they're not solid objects. Rose, wasn't expecting you here. Manic enthusiasm suffices his voice as he points his cane at me. Maybe you'll be the secret ingredient to making this school interesting. He pauses a moment. My dog does this. Like, he'll stare at me and then his eyes just go boop. Do you hear the music? Rubbing the base of his chin in contemplation for a moment. Is there a reason you're here, Caine? Zooble speaks to him like they're addressing an annoyed insect instead of the principal of the school. Caine perks up. That's right, the reason I'm here. To make sure we all have an enriching academy experience, one filled with fun, danger, and adventure. He begins to list more and more descriptors. Increasingly, he's breakneck speed until I can't even tell what he's saying. And most of all, interesting to our studio audience. He gestures towards the window and stares out of it for a moment. Is he addressing somebody? There doesn't appear to be anyone outside. However, the numbers are in, students, and it turns out school dramas are just white noise. Normally, this is the time that I tell you it means the end of the school life as we know it. Caine bites down on his hands in mock horror. The class and Kinger play along, gasping at this revelation. Gangle looks ready to burst into tears. However, my sweet tooth students, your benevolent principal has found a way to bring public interest back to the school in a major way. At this point, the sharp tooth bubble next to him pipes up. How are you bringing interest back to the school, Mr. President? Caine shoots the bubble a confused look, but hits his stride a moment later. You see, my little Tomar Emeralds, what's one thing no academy around here has ever had? A cast of colorful characters? A complete principal? Adequate funding? Caine shakes his head. Wrong, and surprisingly right, but also not relevant to what I'm talking about. No school around here has a culture festival celebrating the unique talents of its students. So I, being your benevolent principal, have decided to put your class in charge of throwing the best culture festival this side of the Pacific Ocean. Make it flashy. We gotta keep the interest of our investors after all. Egads! I'm almost late for my deep tissue massage. Alright, Kinger, I'll leave you the rest to everyone's responsibilities. You all have 5 days. Break a leg, or 2. As abruptly as he appeared, Caine darts out of the room, disappearing from view as he heads to his appointment. Alright, class, let's see what roles Caine assigned to each of you for the Culture Festival. Kinger lifts a paper from his desk and begins to read aloud. Ragatha, as the class representative, I trust you to organize the other students to make sure the festival proceeds with no issues. You can count on me. Zumble and Gangle, you two will work on art to promote the festival. We have a pretty big school here, so we'll need plenty of posters and some art to display during the festival. I don't know. I still don't have anything I'm comfortable showing everyone else. Pomni and Jax, look up what a culture festival is. Shouldn't we do that before we start making posters? No, I like his idea. Plus, we get to see what Gangle comes up with for her posters. If it's anything like what she comes up with when she draws Ragatha. Jax! Gangle interrupts Jax before he can finish his thought, pleading with him to stay quiet. The class erupts into chaos as Zumble and Gangle argue with Jax. Pomni tries to find out what a culture festival is, and Ragatha tries to salvage what remains of class to get her classmates to pay attention. For his part, Mr. Kinger seems content to let the students bicker amongst themselves. Maybe he didn't have the rest of his lesson planned and is just waiting out the lunch bell. As if I had summoned it by thinking of it, the lunch bell sounds. Everyone drops their arguments and files out of the classroom. Time to find out what I'm going to do for lunch. After my chaotic first half of the day, I had worked up quite the appetite. The cafeteria was bustling with unfamiliar faces. Around me, there was a selection of places to buy lunch, but none of them stood out from one another. I pick up something to eat at the nearest food place and set about deciding where to sit. Still, as I scan the bustling room, I don't recognize anyone from class. I guess I'll just go back to the classroom. I walk back to my classroom. I'm going to spend the rest of my day here, and at least I won't have to struggle against all of the other kids trying to head back after lunch. When I walk back in, I see Mr. Kinger. He's sitting down, pulling out a sandwich from a picnic basket. The classroom lights have been turned out and the curtains drawn. It's as dark as night in here. Rose? Good to see you again. Seems like we run into each other quite a bit these days. Doesn't he realize that I'm one of his students? Am I going to romance the teacher on accident? That'd be crazy. I'm just thinking of all those TikToks where it's like Kinger, but then it shows like the cosplay to just Jack Kinger. We pass lunch in silence for a few moments. Hey, Rose, wouldn't you rather sit with one of your classmates? Well, I mean, it just makes sense for me to sit here. Mr. Kinger pauses a moment. I see. He takes a break from his sandwiches. Well, Rose, if you want to live a solitary life, I don't think anyone here is going to stop you. Honestly, there's nothing wrong with being alone, especially if that's what you want. But if you don't want to be alone, I think we have a really good class of students, and I feel you could have a really good school experience if you nurture your bonds with any of them. Mr. Kinger looks a little sad. In this world, one of the worst feelings is being alone when it's the only thing you want is the company of others. Maybe I should ask him about someone. How about you, Mr. Kinger? What if he's married, but like, what? That's right. How about you? Me? Well, what is there to talk about? I went to school for 7 years for computer science, and somehow I ended up as an English teacher for some school in the Japanese countryside. Kinger chuckles. I used to have a wife as well before. He trails off before looking over at picture frame on his desk. Anyways, you can just call me Kinger. No need for that Mr. or Mrs. stuff. Always be in this classroom if you need someone to talk to. Kinger looks at me for a moment as if he wants to say more, but he walks over to the light switch, letting out a regretful sigh as he flicks the lights back on. When he sees me again, he seems visibly surprised. Rose, what are you doing here? Shouldn't you be eating lunch? I sigh and shake my head. That's more like the teacher I spent the morning with. Well, you should probably head to your afternoon classes. Kinger ushers me out, and I continue on my afternoon classes. They're pretty uneventful. Before soon enough, the last bell rings, and the time to head home. I walk to my locker, entering the combination as I put my books away and get ready to head out for the day. My mind drifts to the day's events. I wonder if someone will ask me to walk back with them. I gather my things and wait a little bit, but alas, no one approaches me. I wonder if Kinger would mind walking back with me? Are we romancing her? Oh my god. I didn't think you could. I'm not gonna lie. I decided to head back to the classroom. I've never asked a teacher to walk with me after school, but I feel closer to Kinger than any of my classmates right now. I fucked up, but it's okay. As the last of the students filter out of his room, Mr. Kinger draws the blinds and turns the light off. Rose, what are you doing here? Didn't you go on a Ragatha's tour of the school or spend time with the library with Pomni? I shake my head. I only had time for lunch before I went to my afternoon classes. Kinger furrows his brow, concerned. That's no good, Rose. I think you're missing out on some good experiences by spending all your time in my class. Damn, he didn't have to do me like that. I clear my throat. You may be right, but I don't want to head back home alone today, and I was going to ask if you were free after school today. Kinger chuckles as he opens his desk. He begins to assemble a pillow fort from various pillows hidden in the drawers of his desk. Sorry, Rose, but I live here. A chill runs down my spine. I always heard teachers didn't have lives outside of school, but I never suspected this. Kinger looks at me before sliding the last pillow into place. Good night, Rose. I decide to walk back home alone, thoroughly unnerved. I sit on the curb, waiting for my parents to come pick me up. I wait, and wait, and wait. It's starting to get dark and cold. A cool breeze rushes by, chilling me to the bone and filling my nose with the scent of stale cherry blossoms. Loser. And I could swear it smells like an old abandoned office. Must be my sinuses acting up or something. The moon is high in the sky as I get up from my perch and begin to walk. As I make my way further from the school entrance, I see a silhouette of someone in the trees. Looks like someone was waiting for me. They're too short to be Ragatha, Gangle, Jubal, or Jax, and I don't remember Pomni wearing a suit like that. Ahoy there, Rose! As I reach the tree line, their appearance becomes more clear. Principal Caine? Hey there, old sport! He extends a hand. I hesitantly take it. Hey, Principal Caine. I can't suppress a shiver. Pretty cold out here, huh? Is it? I hadn't noticed. He shrugs as if the weather is of no consequence. Looks like you had a rough first day, Rose. It's a shame, too. When we talked earlier in the intro, I really thought you seemed excited to mingle. I give him a confused look. Talked? Earlier? Intro? What is he talking about? He looks away from me and taps his chin. Well, no matter. I guess we'll need to restart from square one, eh? He whisks back around to face me, his expression bright. Square one? What? That is a cool... Can you... No. There's a button for it. That one? Yeah. Principal Caine reaches out and taps me with his cane. I feel my memories begin to unravel. It's a weirdly uncomfortable feeling. First, my memories become fuzzy, like I'm watching them on TV. The TV has really bad reception. Then my entire body starts tingling, like when you sleep on your arm and weird and you wake up. And it feels fuzzy and you can't move it, no matter how hard you try. All shades of color fade to a dull gray. Even my sense of smell fades, as I feel myself pulled into Principal Caine's cane. Maybe next time, flex those socializing muscles a bit, eh, Rose? I'm barely able to hear him. It feels like I'm underwater. Here's a hint. Focus on spending time with at least one person. And maybe say things that they'd like to hear. Just some advice. Best of luck next go-round. With a shake of his cane, the last of my consciousness dissolves. Game over! Alright, fine. Let's try that again. I hadn't saved. This sucks. What's my name? It's Ruse. Skip. I guess we'll go with the first one again. Skip. We're gonna romance it. We're gonna succeed this time. Keep quiet, see what happens. That was hilarious. It's me smacking on my shoulder, but you can't see my hand. Sorry. Jack smirks as I take his side. It was a pretty good prank. You're not so bad, new kid. Maybe you could teach these losers how to grow a sense of humor. I'm not a bully, though. It's hard. I smirk back. Yeah. I finger guns. Maybe things at the school won't be so bad. I was just settling into my desk and getting used to this place when something burst into the room. Alright. I could check the library. Maybe Pomni or Jax is there trying to find out what a culture festival is. There we go. We're on the right track now. I walk into the library with my tray in hand. I peer through the rows of dusty, cluttered shelves, and I see Jax and Pomni by tables in the middle of the library. Even from here, I can tell Jax is up to trouble. He's tapping his foot impatiently and pacing back and forth. I can barely make out Pomni, craning her neck to peer up into the tall bunny's yellow eyes. As I gingerly maneuver between the shelves, trying to avoid spilling the creamed corn casserole I brought from the cafeteria, I make out some words. Going to, with Kinger asked us to. I can't hear Jack's response, but I don't have to, as he mimics Pomni's mannerisms, tilting his head from side to side. As I get closer, I can hear her trying to reason with the stubborn rabbit. We should at least try to do what he said. I don't want to be the only one who didn't do anything to help. Against my better judgment, I creep closer. Nearly tripping over a step stool, I manage to creep into earshot. Why, this whole thing is pointless, and no one will even notice if we bail, trust me. Jax crosses his arms, leaning back and letting out an annoyed sigh. As he leans back, he catches a sight of me. Ooh. Hey, new kid, he calls out to me. What do you think? We should ditch this dumb culture fair thing, right? Their name is Rose, Jax. Second off, they were in class with the rest of us. I bet they want to stay on Caine's good side as much as the rest of us. I bet they'd rather do something fun, like pulling an epic prank. Pomni gives me a meaningful look. Jax shoots me a mischievous grin. I feel like I should choose my response carefully here. I guess we'll just do what he wants. I feel like if you play it gray, it'll not work. That sounds fun, Jax. I don't care about the culture fair. Let's go pull a prank. Ha! See, Pomni? The new kid's cool. Alright, well, you two have fun then. She turns back to the shelves while Jax ushers me out of the library. Later, Pom-Pom. I can't do their voices, but I think I do their cadence pretty okay. That Pomni, huh? She can be so needy. Jax smirks, rolling his eyes. Not like you, huh, new kid? I'm not sure how to proceed for a moment, but I have a feeling I know what Jax wants me to say. Yeah, I'm down for anything. Ah! I give Jax finger guns. That's what I just... Which he scoffs at before grinning at me. You're so cringe. But since you're so eager to get on my good side, I came up with something fun for us to do. Let's go on a little field trip outside. Are we allowed to do that? Jax rolls his eyes. Geez, you sound like a broken toy. Is that the only thing you say? I shake my head. I don't want to disappoint him. It doesn't matter what we're allowed to do. It matters if we get caught, so keep up, new kid. He finds a door leading to a field, slyly pushing it open before bouncing through. I have to sprint to make it through before the door locks. The door leads us onto a softball field. I didn't even know the school had a softball team. Jax gets on all fours, putting his head almost even with the ground as he crawls around. Is he looking for something? Did you lose something out here? Shut up, I'm looking for something. In the few hours I've known him, I've never seen Jax take anything so seriously. I get down on my hands and knees too, checking each blade of grass for anything remarkable. I'm so focused I forget my surroundings, bumping face first into the seat of Jax's pants. He wills on me. Don't try to get fresh with me, new kid. I blush and I crawl back a few paces. Sorry. Jax shakes his head. Do you even know what we're looking for? I shake my head. I didn't want to make him angry by asking. Then how do you think you're going to find what we're looking for? I blush again as I realize he has a valid point. So what are we looking for? A centipede. A centipede. Jax doesn't look amused that he has to repeat himself. A centipede. We spent the rest of lunch searching, but just as the bell rings, I find a centipede crawling near a rock pile. Jax, I found one. I hoist the insect up by its rear end. It flails around as it tries to escape my grasp. Its dark legs wriggle in discomfort. Jackpot. Nice job, Rose. Use my name. No, I didn't, new kid. I squint at him. You're imagining things. He puts on an unreadable smirk. Guess I'm not getting him to admit to anything. But this is one fine specimen. Okay, what are we gonna do with this? Are you an insect collector? Ew, no. He shakes his head before he drops the centipede onto my backpack. Hey, calm down. We're gonna put this in Ragatha's locker and then hide out and watch her open it. Why? 'Cause Ragatha hates centipedes. I pause for a moment, not fully understanding why we would do that. So why are we pulling one in our locker? Because it's funny, new kid. Try to keep up. I don't know if I agree, but this is the happiest I've seen Jack since we started hanging out. Come on, I have a key to let us back inside. He pulls a ring of keys out of his back pocket. How did he get those? It looks like a set of master keys to every door in the school. Cool. Jax lets us back in. We sneak our way up the main stairwell and are almost at Ragatha's locker when our class rep herself shows up strolling down the hallway. Rose, what are you doing in the hallway? She tilts her head, offering me a wary smile. I've been looking for you since you didn't show up to the afternoon classes. I love Ragatha so much. She notices Jax and her expression sours. Jax, you better be leaving Rose alone. Come on, Ragatha. He offers a cartoonishly wide grin. The new kid actually looked for me. We even got lunch together. Ragatha looks utterly confused. Rose, is that true? It feels like I should choose my response carefully. She knows! I love you so much. Let me save. I feel so bad. I'm sorry. She knows! Throws centipede in the air. My hand flies up to my backpack, seizing the terrible black insect before hurling it directly at our class representative. No part of this is voluntary. Every movement feels like a scene out of a horror movie. My poor baby girl. Ah! Her one eye bugs out of her head as the centipede lands in the center of her face. Jax is laughing like a madman next to me. Holy shit, new kid, that was amazing. Ragatha flails wildly, running back to class with the centipede on her face. Kinger! She runs out of earshot as she disappears into her homeroom. Jax is still laughing, taking a seat on the floor to catch his breath. Geez, new kid, where did you learn that? I didn't learn it anywhere, I just panicked. Jax finally gets control of his fit of laughter after a few more moments. Well, if that's what you do when you panic, I guess I need to keep you on edge. Jax stands up, putting a hand on my shoulder as he looks me directly in the eye, grinning from ear to ear. She hates you for sure now. I bury my face in my hands. Now what? Well, school's almost over. Guess we should grab our things. I love you, Ragatha. I'm sorry. I walk to my locker, entering the combination as I put my books away and get ready to head out for the day. My mind drifts to the day's events. I wonder if someone will ask me to walk back with them. As I gather my things, a familiar figure swaggers up to me. Hey, new kid. You still hanging around? Yep, just getting ready to head out. What do you say? How about I walk with you after school today? Surprised at Jax asking me to walk home, I run out of words and just nod. Cool, let's go. The front doors open for us, and I stand outside waiting at the curb. My parents dropped me off this morning, and I'm sure they'll be here any moment to pick me up. Jack stands next to me for a few moments. He gives me a confused look. What are you waiting for, kid? My parents. Are you waiting to get picked up too? I'm 22 years old. I haven't been picked up by my parents for like 6 years. I'm going to the dorms. What? What? The dorms? He looks at me like I'm an idiot. The on-campus housing Caine designed for our class where we stay when classes end? Oh, that sounds nice. I wish I was staying on campus. His annoyed expression changes. Oh, you poor little lamb. His voice drips with sarcasm. Caine really didn't tell you anything, did he? Look, Rose, I'd love to watch you stand out here until the sun goes down and you start shivering in your little school uniform. Jack smirks. Honestly, just imagining it is pretty funny. A smile drops from his face. Your parents aren't coming for you. He says it to me in a deadpan before continuing. Come on, we need to get to the dorms before it gets too cold out. Caine only gave us summer uniforms. A chill travels through the air, and I shiver in place. Jack shivers too. I'm losing my patience. He glares at me. I'm telling you, I don't have any housing on campus. My parents are picking me up. Jax just sighs. You just don't know when to give up. He glowers, before walking away from me. Suit yourself, new kid. He walks off to the dorms. I'll show him. My parents will be here soon. An hour passes. The sun begins to sink below the horizon. Another hour passes. The moon is visible and the sky is darkening. It's getting really cold out here. Like really, really cold. I looked the way Jax walked when he left me standing here. A nice warm room sounded really good right now. Where are they? I stick it out another half hour before sighing frustrated. Did they forget about me? I walk towards the dorms, seeking shelter in the plain building. Oh, that's cute. I like that a lot. As I do, I run into Jax. Why was he heading out? Finally come to your senses, new kid? He asked, sounding tired. No, I just stepped inside because my parents forgot to pick me up. I bet they'll be here any moment. Jax's eyes narrow in annoyance, and he drags a yellow-gloved hand across his face in exasperation. Listen, new kid, get it through your head. There's no outside world. There's the school. He points to the large brick building across from where we are. The dorms. He points to the building we're standing in. And that's it. He mutters something under his breath. Okay, then. But if these are the only two places, why were you going outside? That is... His face flushes and he turns away from me. I just wanted some fresh air. It's pretty cold outside, though. Okay. Well, if everyone stays here, then I should have a room here. Show me my room if I'm supposed to stay here. I grin, comfortable in my undefeatable logic. Huh? Yeah, you're probably right. Let's go find your room so I can stop babysitting you. What? Jax grabs my hand in his as he hauls me through the hallways, but I'm not complaining. Just another way for us to hang out together. As we walk through the hallways, 1,000 questions rush through me. We pass a traditional Japanese-style door. Gangle. Pass a door that's half blue and half red. Pomni. Pass a door with black and yellow caution tape crossing it. Me. We pass through a door that looks like it belongs in a ranch-style home. Ragatha. And we pass a sleek door with bright geometric shapes all over it. Zumble. We come to the end of the hallway, finding a plain wood door with a brass nameplate listing my name. And this must be you. I stand there in stunned disappointment. Are you going in, or... He looks sort of annoyed I haven't opened the room yet. I twist the handle and open my bland door into... a bland room. A gray mattress sits atop a wooden bed frame with a plain white pillow. Dark green comforter with a school emblem on it has been neatly folded. In the back right corner, a beaten-up metal desk sits with a computer that looks almost as old as the desk. A neat stack of papers and a set of black pens and pencils have also been provided. Wow, pretty boring. I try to look around the room for anything to dispute these words, but come up empty. He walks to the center of the room and looks around at the plain interior. Not beating the NPC allegations with this one. Huh? NPC? Hey, you think Caine would have put a movie poster up or something? Guess he thinks you're boring, huh? No, I'm sure my parents just... Jax has stopped listening by this point, is striding out of my room. What a waste of time. Wait, Jax, aren't you going to say good... Jax slams the door in the middle of my sentence. Night? I give up on any expectations I have for Jax being polite. Even if he skipped out on saying goodbye for the day, I feel like I might be making a connection with him. Maybe we can hold hands. No, we already did. That's like step one. I lay down on my bed, defeated by the day. It doesn't take long for me to drift to sleep. It doesn't feel like I was sleeping long when the lights in my room flash on as if I overridden by some remote console. The room to my dorm flies open as confetti sprays from the fire sprinkler. Doesn't that violate some sort of building safety code? Hello, my darling toy box characters! Principal Caine announces from what sounds like the hallway. Oh, well, time to investigate. That's so cute. Caine, what the fuck are you trying to pull this late at night? Haha, Zubul! His laugh is fast, forced, and manic, as if he's used to this treatment but none too pleased by it. You're lucky I even let you get sleep. Then he blurts out in a harsh monotone before recovering his cheery demeanor. I'm here because even with the culture fair pulling in new viewers, we're still not hitting the numbers that the Academy needs us to. Which is why I've secured us a sponsorship. He stretches out the last word, using some sort of effect to apply the ethereal reverb to his words. Without further ado, I introduce you all to... A drum roll plays from somewhere in the background. Radcliffe looks a little more awake, but the rest of us are still trying to shake off sleep to understand what exactly Principal Caine is talking about. The Wacky Watch! You see, the vendors for Wacky Watch have been having trouble finding a good audience for their product. But now we have the perfect setting, teen drama. But we're adults. I'm actually. Now, Gangle. I know this is a lot to take in. Sorry, that was Gangle, my bad. Which is why I've already taken the liberty of affixing a Wacky Watch to each of your wrists. Each of us glanced down. To my shock, the watch is already on my wrist. How did it get there? What in the... And don't try removing them either. They've been affixed to your wrist with a very special adhesive. And if you do try to remove them, let's just say they'll be taking a little piece of you with them. I can hear Gangle beginning to whine as panic sets in. Pomni tugs at her Wacky Watch, but no matter how hard she tugs, the wristwatch stays affixed, her glove stretched like a rubber band as she pulls out the watch. Radcliffe just looks down with a resigned sigh. Caine, I can't remove the arm with the Wacky Watch. What the fuck? Principal Caine ignores our complaints as he continues his monologue. You see, my turtle doves, in order to secure the funding, we need to make it to day 5 in the culture fair. I need you wearing the Wacky Watches at all times. Luckily, I've secured a deal where I won't need all of you to do ad reads, but it is of paramount importance that none of you insult or try to disable your Wacky Watches. Good luck with the school life. Can't wait to see what you do with the culture fair. Bye! He stretches out the last symbol of his body, folds in on itself an infinite number of times, disappearing from sight. Well, I know it isn't ideal, but at least we can all talk to each other now. Should make communication about the culture fair easier. With the sound of breaking glass, Gangle's comedy mask shatters and falls from her face. Tears well up in her eyes. I don't want a Wacky Watch. Seeing the situation unfolding before her, Pomni pipes up. Well, I think it could be useful. And look, Gangle, there's even a picture chat function where you can send people things you draw. Pomni goes over to Gangle, lifting her wrist and pointing out the picture chat feature. That's kinda nice. Gangle sniffles. Yeah, that's the right spirit, Pomni. Now let's all get some sleep before we start classes again tomorrow. Everyone's door closes. I hear a muffled shout from Jax's door. What the heck? Why is there a watch stuck to my arm? I decide to hide in my room before Jax looks for someone to take out his frustration on. I flick my dorm light off as I close my door. Check my Wacky Watch. I got a text from Jax. He has sent his avatar to a picture of himself flipping off the camera. That's cute. What the heck is up with this stupid watch? Why can't I take it off? I did not consent to this. I laugh. That sounds like the Jax I know. He didn't miss much. Apparently Principal Caine took a sponsorship from Wacky Watch to keep the school open or something, and now they're physically stuck on us. They really are. This sucks. Yeah, but at least we can text each other whenever, right? I guess. I hope you sleep well tonight, even though Caine stuck these Wacky Watches on us. I wait several minutes for a response, but nothing. I begin to pull the sheets over my head when the Wacky Watch buzzes with another text from Jax. Whatever. Nighty-night, new kid. Don't let the centipedes bite. That was cute. And as I get to sleep, I cherish the bond that Jax and I have built today. I can't wait to find out what sort of trouble we can get into tomorrow. Day 1 complete. We're going to save right there. Perfect. All right. We're going to do a day each just because they're not too long, but if tomorrow is like really short, I'll do 2 days, okay? But since we made the mistake, you know what I'm saying. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. And if a sentient pair of teeth put a watch on you, tell them no thanks. All right.